One of the best early game weapons from Grounded 1 has made a return in Grounded 2. The Pinchwacker was always good if you got it early in the first game, as it was a tier 2 weapon. And it's back and more useful than ever. I'm absolutely loving this thing, even unupgraded just on its own without any kind of improvements. It did the job when I was taking on the Mixr. So I'm going to go through that as well and give you some tips how to defeat it without building any walls. So to get the Pinchwacker, you are going to need to travel quite far across the map, and you are going to need a bomb. You need to go to this cave in the far north, pretty much all the way to the edge of the map, just here by the massive log or just behind it, and you should find a small little cave. So it's a pretty dangerous area to go through either the pines or across the actual fire camp place. But otherwise, go through. You will need to deal with some scorpions. Another actual good way to use the Pinchwacker is on these guys, since it does smashing damage. Also think this case is too small for your all-weaver mount, so maybe still bring your ant buggy. But once you've defeated these guys, you'll head into another smaller chamber. If you've upgraded your tool to level 2, you can go and get some of these spicy cha-chas, and there is a couple upgrade rocks in here as well. Go behind the box of cha-chas, you'll see some raw science and a wall that you can blow up with a bomb. Now, it can be any type of bomb, it doesn't have to be a splat burst, it can be just a brat burst. The recipe for them has slightly changed, no longer relying on obviously fungal growth. If you pick up an egg from the snack bar anthill, just a regular egg, it should then give you the recipe. Although you may need to actually buy it from the actual burgle shop once you've handed in a chip. The quest for it is directing you towards a tunnel underneath the decking that's filled or surrounded by some cockroaches and some orc scorpions. This is also where you find the Northern Shredder recipe, FYI. So 2 in 1 there. If you're wondering how to get them special gauntlets, that's the recipe there. But you're going to need a lot of scorpion stuff as well as killing some caterpillars. Return to a ranger station, put the optical disc in. You'll then be able to buy the Bratburst recipe for 2,000 raw science. Pretty expensive, but it's definitely worth it early game. And yeah, you are going to need some spicy cha-cha, some mite fangs and some dry grass. So you will need some upgrades like the tier 2 axe, so that you can then go and get lingonberries and then make obviously the tier 2 hammer. So as soon as you've accomplished that, that's the time to run up to the north and go and get the Pinchwacker. It's still only a tier 2, but you can see it's pretty damaging with the speed and the critical hit as well, and the stun's pretty high. And the best thing about this, of course, is it's going to do extra damage to orc creatures. Or at least it felt like it. If you can't see it, do make sure you look at the chairs inside this cave. And don't forget to get the gold milk molar too. So once done, actually, if you head over to this location on the map, this is the Mixr. Now, I'm not sure if it's activated early game, because when you defeat this, it should stop all orc attacks. You'll still find orc creatures sometimes in the wild, guarding certain points, but you shouldn't have any more orc raids, for now at least. On the map here you can see it's just above the centre player, pretty much to the east of the picnic table. As I said, you might not get this quest until the end, but you don't actually have to do the Mixr before you go and do any of the statue final quest stuff. This was literally the last thing that I'd been saving to do, as I'd done every part of the rest of the game. Clear out the area of any of the orc weevils and make sure there's no other scorpions or anything that could maybe attack you in the middle of your fight. Definitely recommend running around quite a bit all over this area just to make sure nothing else gets in on the action. You'll be able to see what creatures are going to come up against on the Mixr when you go to activate it, and this is where you're going to need your Pinchwacker. You get some of the orc bombs pretty early. I think it's like level 5 that you unlock the recipe in Brain Science Raw Power. The biggest challenges here are going to be the scorpion and the mantis. Absolutely, you can go ahead and build some walls around it if you're looking to have it just absolutely done. But obviously make sure you've got a lean-to set up pretty close by, and that you have unlocked the wrench tool. If you do fail, you'll be able to repair it and try it again. Just like the regular Mixrs from Grounded 1, these I don't think are replayable. And there's only one in the entire game so far, at least. Anyway, I'm expecting there to be one added for each zone, or a lot more added in the future, as it does look like you're going to need to activate 9 of them. You do get a bit of time in between waves. Obviously a big one is these all-weavers and the spiderlings, but make sure you just head straight out to meet them. Don't wait until they get too close to the actual device. And obviously if you've got your all-weaver mount, then this is going to help a little bit as well. You can see I'm absolutely smashing these guys, and this is unupgraded. Literally I picked up the Pinchwacker and came straight here to do the actual event. You get a wave of ant soldiers and then some ladybugs that should start appearing as well. So obviously, yeah, it's going to be hard dealing them. And like I said, don't forget to use your orc bombs. They're really actually good, obviously, for the orc creatures. If you've managed to get the special icicle sickles inside the ice cream cart, you would have already unlocked guard dog mutation level 1. So this is obviously good to use here too. Otherwise, doing this should unlock level 2 of it. Ladybugs are probably the toughest thing. They don't necessarily charge you like the regular ones do as much from distance, but they are just so tanky, you are going to have to get some good hits in. Once they're taken care of, you'll have a few moments to maybe heal up and check any of your gear. I do recommend you pick up bug parts as soon as you can, stop any cockroaches appearing and nabbing them. You should get a little good amount of orc receivers doing this as well. Next wave is the scorpions. Again, relatively easy with the Pinchwacker. The little ones especially with just a simple combo hit. And if you've crafted the incapacitator trinket, I do believe that should also do more damage to orc creatures. After that, probably the most dangerous thing is another attack of weevils. These are the ones that can do so much damage to the Mixr. So these are probably what you should focus on first if any other creatures start appearing. We will then have to deal with a much larger orc scorpion, but again, relatively now you should be able to handle these guys. I mean, you don't want to come here with just tier 1 armour, but definitely a good tier 2, and if you manage to unlock some of the tier 3 armour, it should help you out a lot. Then got some more orc weavers, more scorpions, and stuff did kind of get a little bit crazy here. Can't lie, the Mixr nearly did actually lose all of its health. Maybe some spike strips would have been better to place here as well. But yeah, you've got ant soldiers, you've got everything really. Obviously just focus on anything that's close enough to the Mixr. As you can see, I popped up Mithridism level 2 there as well. So yeah, obviously trigger that to stop you getting too much venom. And then that's it, the mantis will appear, and this is the final little fight. Especially look out for the ground attack that she does, as this will really do a lot of damage. Otherwise, again, it was relatively easy. Although again, bear in mind, I did have pretty much all of my upgrades with milk molars unlocked at this point. So if you haven't got that far, just make sure you've got plenty of smoothies and some of the granola bars to heal up really quickly. And then that's it, gather all the actual resources like I said, because you believe me, these cockroaches will just suddenly appear and start munching. And of course, don't forget to grab the raw science. Last thing to note though, make sure you peep some of these creatures if you haven't peeped them before, as it might be the only way that you get the cards for a while. I'm sure they're going to add more in the future. And there we go, a guide for the Pinchwacker, how to do the Mixr, and also get the Northern Shredders. Found this useful? Make sure you subscribe, check out the rest of my guides, and I'll see you ratbags later.